All right, guys, so I want to continue celebrating 25 years of Sonicflood. 25 years ago, February 1999, that first Pink CD came out, and I was the lead singer on there, and just incredible experience, the way that God breathed on that thing. One of the things that kind of marked Sonicflood is that we would take these songs that maybe were known as slower songs or songs that were just church songs, and we kind of brought a modernized version of these songs. Now, I don't mean to say that these songs weren't already amazing, right? We have some incredible songs like Open the Eyes of My Heart, In the Secret, I Could Sing of Your Love Forever, written by incredible people. But we started taking these songs and kind of rocking them out a little bit, bringing a new vibe to it, maybe moving them into a place that would be modernized in a way that students and young people and people who might not normally listen to worship music would then be able to worship God. And I don't think we had any big marketing plan or anything like that, but it was just something that God moved in our hearts. And we saw these songs just light a fire in people's lives. I've seen the testimonies on the posts that I've made already about how people's lives were changed. People said, oh, this is the first CD that I ever worshiped God to in my bedroom, or it's the first CD that I bought, or I got saved listening to that CD. But one of the things that people don't know is that there was one guy who is usually anonymous when it comes to the influence that he had on Sonicflood. I just want to give him a shout out. His name is Pastor John McKenzie. Now, at that time, John was the youth pastor at Cornerstone Church, my home church. And I'm telling you, John would do this. He would take these songs, Open the Eyes of My Heart and The Secret, and he would rock them out for the youth group, kind of trying to bring them to the students. We would do them as slow songs in the main church service, but then he would bring them, he'd rock them out, speed the tempos up and all that stuff. And I was a volunteer youth staff at that time. As we were, as Sonicflood, praying through this idea of making a worship album and wanting it to be modern. And a couple of those songs were songs that were inspired by the arrangements that John had done in the youth group. John is a lead pastor now at Hope Fellowship Church in Texas. And man, so I just want to give him a shout out. John, I love you, man. Thank you for the influence that you had on my life personally, also on this thing called Sonicflood. Now, of course, we took it to the next level. So John was a huge inspiration for us as we kind of had this idea of taking songs that people knew in church and rocking them out and maybe taking them to another level. Man, it was an awesome privilege to be able to bring songs to a new generation. Of course, we wrote 4 of the songs on the Sonicflood CD. I was a big part of that as well, and I'll highlight some of those in a couple of these upcoming posts. But anyways, I hope you're enjoying these stories. That's just one more as we continue to celebrate 25 years of the first Sonicflood CD.